A blessed Sunday to us. One very particular, as we call it, a particular bomb that is actually given by Jesus in today's gospel reading is for that scholar of the law who is a Jew, practically talking about who his neighbor is, inasmuch as he excellently answered what everyone knows, what every Jewish person knows, the so-called quoting the Shema, no? The Hear, O Israel, which is in Deuteronomy chapter 6. Now, when he asked who his neighbor was, he was given a parable, a story. And at the end of the story, he was asked, who acted as a neighbor to the robber's victim? And his answer still is a biased one, because he cannot even mention the name Samaritan. Niingon na siya nga, the one who treated him with mercy. Now, what does this tell us? This actually explains to us how Jewish people, the Jewish people and the Samaritans are always at war with each other. They belong to the people of God. They belong to Israel. But they are so divided in such a way that they don't even treat each other well. The Samaritans know the law of Moses. They also are practically living it or trying to show it or to manifest it in their lives. And so, the question that Jesus was trying to aiming at him is, the neighbor is the Samaritan who actually is the one that you do not care about. Now, I remember as a student, there was a very beautiful study of the word neighbor. No? So, in German, the word neighbor is Nachbarn. Okay? Barn is ang imuhang sana tugkaran. And then nach is near. So the neighbor is somebody near to you. In other words, kanang naa sa pikas nga utlanan. And sometimes the neighbor is the person who owns animals and eats your plants, or you have animals and your animals eat the persons of the plants of the other house. Muna siya ang neighbor. And in other words, the neighbor is kato kanunay nga atong ikasingkil ang atong elbows, ang atoang suwang bagani o ang atoang tuhod, basta kay kanunay natong ikabingkil in many different ways of describing what bingkil is all about. The persons that we constantly deal with day in and day out. And this is not according to the Jewish understanding of who the neighbor is. And I tell you, the neighbor of a Jewish person is another Jew. Bahala nagtuwa siya sa usa ka kilometro nagpuyo, basta Hudiyo na siya, munay akong neighbor. Og dili ka Hudiyo nya naa ka sa iyang tugkaran, dili mo neighbors. And this is the thing that is being described in the gospel reading, to change that perspective. And this is another thing that also reminds us, that it is not enough that we are able to memorize, to describe, to explain, whatever we have taught, whatever is being taught of us, especially like this scholar of the law, because it is not enough to say it. It is not enough to practically express it. But the next and the most important thing is to be able to do it. And this calls to mind the first reading today. Now, Moses told the people, as God has actually instructed him to tell the people, that the commandments of the Lord is not actually very far from them. No, dili na to apas pikas bungtod o to pa sa pikas sa tabok nga isla, because it's in their heart, it's in the lips, it's in the way that they speak it out, and it's something that they have practically taken into their heart. But the text does not end that way. The commandments, it is in your heart, whatever you say, whatever you feel, but it doesn't end there, because you have to do it. And this is where we find the greatest challenge in our lives, the action dimension. Dagha may okay ra man magig-istorya ta. No, and it's not somebody's problem. It's our problems. Apil pug ko. No? Apil tang tanan. Nindot kayo ang paghuna-huna, paghinumdom, bisan gani sa pagpahayag. Pero pagbuhat na, anha na ta diha, dako kaayo og tulubagon o dako kayo og suliran. And hopefully, as we continue journeying in hope, journeying in faith and love, we are able to manifest what the Lord wants us to do. The greatest things and the best expressions that we can have and we can do and we can manifest is through the deeds that we do to our brothers and sisters who are our neighbors, regardless of who they are. No? And these neighbors are basically the people that we constantly have certain connections with, positively or negatively. But then, the bottom line is, we love our neighbor as ourselves because we are created in the image and likeness of God. And what this means to us is to respect any other person. Respecting meaning looking beyond what we see with our own eyes. No? That is the meaning of respect. To see once again. Respect. No? Pananglitan mo tanaw tag salamin, ang atong makita diha sa salamin, kitara man, atong tanawon kung unsay naa diha sa ilawom pa nga atong makita. And I hope that salamin is the real salamin. Kay kung mutanaw kag salamin unya, imuhang anaan ang imuhang larawan sa salamin, no? Basig ang imong gianaan laparuhon ka. That's not a salamin anymore. No? But what we see in others is the very imprint of God, sometimes even the very image of ourselves. That's why we don't like people even if they are somebody new to us. Nganong di man ko ganahan ani? Nganong di man ko ganahan sa iyang kinaiya? And reflecting on this is because kanang kinaiya nga imong makita sa imong igsuon, sa imong silingan, mausa di ay na ang kinaiya nimo nga dili nimo ganahan pero nakita nimo diha sa lain. And this is a very challenging thing that we do. And so we constantly ask the Lord for courage and strength and the ability to shift gears whenever it is needed, because whoever comes our way, whoever we come face to face with, is the very image and likeness of God. Amen.